Hey there, my friends, family, and ranch files. Doc Pierce here, and it's February 7th, 2024, and it's a Wednesday, if that matters. I thought I'd give you an update on the high tunnel greenhouse. You can see it there in all its glory. It made it through the winter very well. We've had some pretty high winds and snow, and I've been cleaning it out. You can see the piles of tomato plants and pepper plants and everything. There's piles over there for composting. But let's go in. Hey, what do you got there? Oh, she has a part of a deer skin, deer hide. I don't know where they find these, but the hunters dress the deer around here. And these two go and they pull the hides back and use them as chew toys. So that's kind of cool. Saves me some money of buying chew toys. Well, here we have it. Unfortunately, earlier part of January, temperatures got down to about 11 below zero, and it just took out the last of pretty much everything that was still actively growing. You can see the celery, all but maybe one plant, two plants died in the heavy frost, and I didn't harvest a bunch of it, which I kind of kicked myself, but I just don't eat that much celery. So I learned this year not to grow that much celery. And these are the pepper plants. What I did is just cut them back, and I'm hoping that maybe they might overwinter and sprout back. We're going to see. So probably, 30 odd plants. Those are ghost peppers and Carolina Reapers. The pineapples, that's a pineapple right there. It was going pretty good, but I forgot to bring them in the heavy frost, and that just did them in. So there's some grapes there, there's fig trees, probably about a dozen blueberries here, a maple tree. I don't know why I bought that. I thought maybe I could get some maple syrup at some point, but the weather here just doesn't allow for that. I didn't know at the time. So we'll see where to put the maple, and then two more apples. There's a Gala and a Honeycrisp apple. And same thing with the jalapenos I grew. These are the jalapeno bushes. I'm wondering if maybe they might come back. We'll see. I'll let you know. Keep you updated. I still haven't finished cleaning things out. I've got to sweep it all out. I've got to repair some holes in the irrigation that came up. I don't know who chewed through it, but I think a couple places, maybe some mice chewed through it. Bee actually caught a mouse in here. So there was a mouse living under the tomato plants. And what I'm going to do is something I should have done originally, is I'm going to finish covering the entire high tunnel with the landscape cloth. The landscape cloth is just such a game changer. And I left this strip that I didn't cover because I just thought, oh, it'll be a nice walkway, but the weeds just take over and spread everywhere. So I'm going to cover this whole thing with the landscape cloth. And you can see this stuff. This is growing right over the landscape cloth. Look at that. That's how aggressive the weeds are here. I haven't pulled those out yet because I'm going to feed that to the cattle. They like it. Look at that guy. That's a big, rough, tough weed right there. So let's see what else we got here. The strawberries, a bunch of them are still hanging in there. So if we don't get another super hard frost, I think these are going to make it through. The garlic, the wild garlic, it made it through. It got knocked back. And let's see here. These are raspberries. I think they're still alive, but they're dormant, so I don't know. Having them in a container like this may have done them in. I'm not sure. Oh, no, wait a minute. That one's got some green on it right there. That's a good sign. So hopefully these are still alive. Ow! He got me fighting back. The beets, unfortunately, the cold snap just wiped out the beets. And I didn't even get to harvest any of them. I could have used these, but the cold made them soft. So I got 0 beets out of the deal. And some of them were going pretty good there. I don't know, possibly I might be able to salvage a few of these. The onions survived. You can see I put just a few onions in the bare spots. The garlic got knocked back, especially when Bee jumped up here and was running around. But the garlic is, for the most part, alive. At least some of them. Some of them bent over and turned brown. I topped them. I don't know if you can see right there. I'm wondering if maybe they'll start growing again, but it's not looking like it. So those will probably just have to be harvested. There's some small bulbs down there. Not the big, huge bulbs I was hoping for harvest, but there's still some under there. And same thing over here. Beets completely died. Never really got much of anything on this variety. Look how pitiful that looks. It's like green acres. There's one live one right there that's still alive. But once again, I had some bare spots, so I put some onions in, and the onions are amazingly resilient. They came through the cold snap without an issue. You can see these are all the onions that were grown. And they're still going strong. That's a cherry tree right there, carmine cherry tree, and I thought I had some space at the bottom of it. I'm going to put some onions in there. Hopefully they'll live together and they won't bother each other. So that's about the extent of the high tunnel. Coming along. Once I pretty it up and get it all swept out and ready to go for the next season, I'll give you an update. Let's see, anything else I can show you? Oh, well, let's walk over to the blueberries. If you don't mind taking a little walk with me here. Oh, here. I made a video just a few minutes ago about some seedling cherry trees. This is a Bing cherry. It's probably number 7 Bing cherry that I've planted and has died. So we'll see if this one makes it. I'm sure hoping so. Oh, look at Bee over there. She's found something. These dogs are awesome hunters. They're always coming back with something. Armadillos, possums. What do you got? What do you got there? Oh, it's probably a mole. What do you got? Huh? What's in there? Get it. You can hear it under there and you can smell it. Get it. Strawberries I left out. I should have covered them. I didn't. So half of them or more are dead, but some of them are still alive. So I'll weed that out and hopefully some of these will come back. That's why I bought some more bare root. I bought another 10 bare root strawberries to fill in the gaps. This one, unfortunately, the bad Jersey girls got in here and just pulled them all out. I wasn't paying attention. And the sneaks, they got in there and did it. Here's my peach tree. I still have to do some repair on this. The neighbor's bull got in here. And look what he did, the little stinker. Just for no reason, they go up and break big branches off the trees. I've got to seal those up. There's more of the compost from the tomato plants and pepper plants that were in the high tunnel. Over here I have, let's see here, what kind of plum? I've forgotten what kind of plum this was here. Methane plum maybe? Yeah, I think that's what it is. And this one's looking good. I mean, it's dormant, but it's alive. My Santa Rosa plum grew for 2 years and then last year died. So that's gonna have to come out and be replaced. Just such a bummer. Just fire kindling now. And over here, this is my latest project. I've been working on this a few days. I have had just the heck of a time getting blueberries to grow here. And the weeds just come in and take over. You know, it's just a pain to keep the weeds away from them. So I put some ground cloth down. Now, I don't know what drug I was on when I was planting these. These didn't all get planted at the same time, but I don't know why I didn't measure them and put them in a straight line. So it's pretty ugly, but hopefully they'll grow. I saw a blueberry patch. There's one a couple miles from here, and they grew all the blueberries on mounds, not flat. And so some of these I pulled out and mounded up the dirt and replanted them. Some of them were doing fair, so I'm just going to leave them flat, like I mounded that one up. Some of them I pulled out, replaced, but they're just tough to grow here. At least for me, I haven't figured it out yet. I'm hoping this ground landscape cloth will help. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to put something around here. Maybe I'll put some hot wire around here to keep the animals from messing with them. But that's the blueberry patch. The drunken blueberry patch, we'll call it that because it's not straight. And this ground cloth, man, this stuff is just amazing. It's tough, easy to work with, relatively inexpensive. It's not bad at all, and it's a game changer in this area. Apple orchard. I'm hoping all the apples will make it through the winter. I think they're still alive. I lost one of them right over there. I'll have to replace. That's two that are in the high tunnel. I'll use to replace it. Look at that one's looking good. So good, good, good. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then over there's the 6th apple tree. I got 6 apple trees growing. Maybe I'll get an apple off one of these this year. Who knows? That's a Fuji, I think, right there. That's a pink lady. The late frost last year just took out 99% of the fruit, so nothing fruited except a few apples on that apple tree and a few pears on that tree. This is another pear tree. I might get 2 pears off of it a year. So I'm hoping that this year will be a good one. It's been so warm. It's 61 degrees today. Unbelievable. So if there's a late frost, it might just do everything in. Everything will bud, and then the late frost will kill all the buds. That's what happens, I guess, a lot of years here from what the other people tell me. This was a pecan tree. That's exactly the way it looked like when I planted it last year. I think I've got a guarantee on that one, so I'll pull it out and see if I can claim the guarantee on it. That was a bummer. The other pecan tree, I've put 3 in that hole right there. All of them have died. Haven't had a lot of success with trees. Here are the blackberries and raspberries. Once again, very tough to get them to grow. You can see that's a raspberry right there. I'm gonna weed all this out and put the ground cloth down here also. That's my next step. See, there's another raspberry. You can see, I think they're still alive. They made it through the winter. There's one, that's a blackberry. Oops, something's been eating it. Blackberry. Yep, there's a blackberry still under there. But a couple of those I planted 2 years ago, and they're just not taking off. Look at that. That one I probably planted last year. These 2 down here are 2 years old and just not doing well. One thing I found out, and maybe I can give a hint for somebody else that's watching, is I put pine bark over all of these as mulch, and come to find out that wood chips for the first year or two actually pull nitrogen out of the soil, and they'll stunt growth, which is a bad thing because the microbes in the soil are pulling nitrogen to break down the wood chips, so the soil actually suffers before it gets better. Live and learn. These are Moore Park apricots, but unfortunately the graft died on that, and that's the rootstock growing on that one. I don't know what kind of rootstock they used. This Moore Park apricot hopefully is still growing and looks alive. Looks like it's doing better, so one more year in. Keep it living. Okie dokie. I think we'd be done. There's not much more to look at. Guess we could peek at the mini jerseys if we can see them. It's siesta time, so everybody's sleeping. Or at least laying down and chewing their cud. Look at them down there. They're all down there. I rolled out some hay along that far fence where the gate is. So they're full of hay and just chewing their cud and happy on this beautiful weather. I'm losing some of my topsoil up here. You can see the rocks starting to pop through, so I might have to come and pick up rocks one of these days just to clean that out a little bit. Hey Kai, what are you doing? What are you doing, little brown black dog? So we'll end up on some cute dog pictures. Hello Kai. Oh, you want your belly scratched? Yeah, that's my job, I know. All right, guys, much love and many blessings. Doc Pierce out.